producers in the region. Yeah, we already start working with producers in this region. So my vision is combine this product with the tourism.
It's well done. You explain it pretty well. That's good. That's good. Sounds like a really interesting project. Okay. Mariana, go ahead. What is your vision?
I'm sorry, I have to speak. I cannot speak so louder. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Okay, so well, my vision with this course, I was so happy to start it because basically in my country, I'm from Medellin, Colombia. I am starting my social communication career. Basically ending it. I'll be graduated soon when I come back to Colombia. I'm a huge fan of marketing, digital marketing, content creation. I love social media platforms. So basically my idea here with the course, I do have some businesses. One that's about leather. I have a leather atelier with my sisters. And we do work with fashion industry, leather industry, all of that. I can give you the page for you to go and take a look on Instagram. I have my.
Please do, if you can share that.
Yeah, for sure. And I have my bakery in Colombia as well. That's one of my passions. I'm a huge fan of food. I consider myself a foodie. So, well, basically my project and the things that I want to do with all the tools that this course can give me and your help, of course, as well. I can be guided like to create my project with food. So I want to create like a food blog. Don't know if it's a specific food blog, but it has to be like something with that. As well as sell my own products of my bakery in Colombia, because that would be nice here in Australia as well. Yeah, so what I'm waiting for this course to learn more about the things that I've learned already, learn more and challenge myself to to learn every day about new things. That's what I want.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay. Camila, you ready?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So hello, I'm Camilla. I'm Italian. I've lived in Australia for like almost 8 years. Bought a company when I was 16, still running it. And I think the business and marketing and this course in general could help me out to figure out like how to do my own website, like to be able to change it and to make it my own, I guess. Like be able to do it myself pretty much.
So you started a business. You started a business when you were 16.
Yeah.
And that business is still running. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And what is that business all about?
It's cleaning and maintenance.
Cleaning and maintenance of properties?
Yeah.
Great business. A service business industry is fantastic and very profitable. All right. So you have things, you are actively working in that business today?
Yeah. Just came back from a 2-hour meeting. Yeah.
Well,
it's got its up and down, but it's fun. It's been a ride. But yeah, it's good. It's good.
Great. It's good that it's fun. But when it's too fun, it's not good. You know what I mean, guys?
No. It's not too fun. It's fun because like you learn from it, but it's work. It's business in the end. So
how it has to. Any business that you have, if you are feeling comfortable, if you're feeling totally happy, If you're feeling like this is so fun, then it is not, you are not making the most out of it. Your businesses, your ideas, your projects have to challenge you, have to make you feel uncomfortable, have to make you feel tired, exhausted, annoyed, like annoyed, I mean it. Like guys, when you feel annoyed, when you feel unsettled, that's when you develop the best possible solutions in a market. Don't forget about that. When people that is unsettled, people that is peace off, this is the people that create the next generation of businesses, peace off people. All right. Congratulations. I like it. Sorry, you have done terrific. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Edgar, go ahead, please, my friend.
Hello, guys. Good morning. I'm Edgar. I'm from Colombia, Bucaramanga. I have been in Australia for 3 years, roughly, yeah. And I started this course of marketing and communication because I have started one project with my girlfriend in social media. And I would like to engage with more people and learn how to make money out of it. So pretty much that's the reason.
Love it. Love it. Guys, and Edgar just mentioned something that is super critical. We need to monetize. We need to monetize our projects. We need to monetize our projects. We need to think all the time, how that project is going to provide income, how that project is going to provide resources so we can continue, devoting time and resources to that endeavor. So I like that. Edgar. Well done. Monetizing, finding out, the most beautiful pleasure in business is to send invoices.
Yeah.
To send invoices. When you send an invoice, I don't know, that for me is one of the best feelings in the business world. Send an invoice. An invoice that is worthy for someone to pay you. Wow. Someone that is happy to pay you. When you have a client that is happy to pay you for that invoice, I don't know, that's the best feeling. So we need to think about that. You guys have fantastic ideas. You have a positive mindset, and that's great. But don't forget, this is business. This is about capital. This is about how to produce income for yourself, for your stakeholders, for your investors. You need to pay to your bank probably as well. You need, so it's critical to have the mindset of, all right, how can I help myself first? Isabel, you mentioned that before. You need to be independent yourself first before you can help others. So you need to start finding out now, not tomorrow. Now, how are you going to monetize your art? Your art should be giving you money every time. Even if it's just $10 or $20, but your art should be giving you money every day. And that has to be the mindset. And then you do the social work, and then you do everything else. But try to find a model so you have some income, hopefully every day. You do paintings, Isabel?
Yeah, I do paintings, sculptures, photography, video, all around.
What techniques you use?
Well, I like painting, I like oil, acrylic, but I'm more like in the side of abstract. I'm not like realistic. I don't like realistic, but like drawing, yeah, I could, but I like more like landscape stuff.
Have you explored watercolor?
Yeah, too. Yeah, just like do all kind of technique. I mean, just like I'm like multitask. Like sometimes I like work with Olio. Sometimes like I get bored, so I just do water that. I want to like also.
How long it will take you to do a simple 50 by 30 artwork? How long?
Depends on like the composition. It could take me like 15, 30. It could take me one day. It could be like depends if like a small like watercolor one day.
That's what I mean. I need you to start really working on this. I know who you are, Isabel. I read your assessments and I like what I read, you know, like, I don't know, I don't know you personally, but when I read your assessments and when you participate in the class, my perception is I have a very smart woman in front of me. So no doubt you have the capability to make some money out of this art. It doesn't need to be your end goal though, but you say it. You need to be strong yourself. You need to be independent before you can help others. Please, that is extremely important.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
monetize. Guys, give me 1 second. I will try to find something that I want to show you. Just give me 1 second. All right, it's not working for me now, but I will show you this later to you, Isabel. All right, Vale, could you please introduce yourself to the group?
Sure. Well, I'm from Colombia. I've been here in Melbourne for around 3 months, I think. And I'm an entrepreneur, I think. I'm not sure who I am currently, but I'll get it. And yeah, I'm a dreamer. I love food. I have my own brand in Colombia. I sell like sauces and different kind of canned food. Yeah, so I made like different healthy food. I want to develop this business as well, and I want to find like different sources, or yeah, making business with food. That is my passion. So now I'm just developing that kind of businesses here and having that food business online as well. That is when I'm working on it. I think that marketing is always engagement with all that I need.
Tell us a little bit about your current projects. What are you working on?
Well, I'm currently working trying to take my brand from Colombia in an online app store for selling from here or for everywhere that kind of products, healthy products. I also want to create a popcorn business here in Melbourne. So I want to sell that kind of experiences for the whole family. So having different flavors of those candies here. Actually, I want to focus in families and shopping malls for starting now.
That's great. That's great. The industry, the food industry is extremely profitable. And for those of you interested in this industry, picking up a product that is not complex, that could be transported easily, that could be stored easily, is one of the most important decisions. Going into the restaurant industry or business model is a little bit more complicated, but something that is specific, something that will give you a huge margin, like popcorn, is an idea that I will definitely be supporting. So all the best, Vale. You know that I am with you in your endeavors, and hopefully you can start executing in the next few weeks, okay?
Thank you, Santi. I would like to ask to all of people here, what kind of popcorn do you prefer? The salty one or the sugar one? Just like a quick answer.
Both of them. Mix it.
Salty
Both
one.
mix it?
Salty.
Yeah, but that is a good
Salty.
answer.
Yeah.
Salty?
What do you?
Anyone with the sweet one?
I prefer the one with butter.
Yeah, it is not caramel. It's the sweet one. Anyone? Nobody? That's interesting as well.
I don't know. I have a preference for sweet popcorn, I have to say, but I have tried some that are mixed. As someone say, that is sweet and salty at the same
And
time.
salty at the same time.
And
Yeah.
I find it so delicious too. Everything
They're
else,
also like onion. They're also onion popcorn. This is also good.
Yeah. Sour
Crazy.
cream popcorn.
Yeah, that's good.
I saw
There is also
one
spicy
of
spicy popcorn.
yeah
Popcorn, I like
blue
as well.
cheese popcorn. Yeah, it was so weird.
no, but
Well,
you
I
know,
would.
it's like what Doritos did. You know, they really went to the next level when they decided to expand the traditional, nacho flavor to other more, exciting flavors. And I think that is the success of that business. In fact, I don't know if you guys remember, but Doritos, they launched a campaign about 10 years ago asking people what could be the next Doritos recipe. And people were participating on what could be the next one. And that was huge in terms of promotion and publicity. That was huge. The popcorn business idea is so good. I'm telling you, it's all about branding. It's all about how you present those popcorns. It's about the packaging and the branding. Imagine yourself a pink package that, people is having those popcorns in the street and everybody will turn because it's not the traditional brown package or transparent package. It's bright pink, and a catchy brand name. And that is 60% of the success of your business. I truly like that business idea. So all the best for you, Vale, and you know that anything that you need, just let me know.
Thank you, Santi.
All right. Isabel, you still there?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to show you something about me that you guys don't know yet. But it's just for you guys to see that we need to be very flexible. Remember what I told you last class, that we need to be nimble? You guys remember that we have to be nimble, we need to be fast, but also flexible. And in doing so, we get prepared to whatever challenge we have in front of us. So there was a time when my business was not doing well, and I had to diversify. And I went into the art business, and I start making some money out of some skills that I have as an artist too. And it was very profitable. That was very profitable, I'm telling you. And the reason I was saying, Isabel, that you need to make some money daily is because that was my goal back then. My business was not doing well. I needed money. And my mindset was like, I'm going to make $50 every day. $50 every day out of the watercolors paintings that I am doing. And I'm going to make $3,000 of each oil painting that I'm doing. That was, and that's why, guys, I need you guys to visualize from a monetary perspective, what is that you want to do. So that was my mindset, my visualization. $50 for watercolors, easy. My neighbors, you know, everybody will buy that because it's $50. People in the supermarket, I don't know, people, but I will be also selling to galleries some paintings at $3,000. All right, and it worked pretty well. I'm not doing that right now, but one day I could get back to this because I built that brand. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I created this brand, Santi. It's kind of similar to my name. I developed the brand, I bought the domain, blah, 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 blah. I created a website and a social media presence and this and that, all right? And this is more or less what I did. Let me show you. This painting was sold to an Spanish restaurant, $3,000. This painting was sold to a gallery, $3,000. This was a mural, $3,000, which is this one. You will see this is the process of doing it. All this. This is me doing it. You see, in a wall, $3,000. Just it helps you to get the cash flow that you need. But this is business. This is what I'm talking about. It's about flexibility. It's not about just thinking that I only can do one thing and everything else has to be separated. No. All right. But this one was $50. You see. So this one was $3,000 and this one was $50. Easy watercolor. Someone bought it for, you know, her Doris room. See, I have, let me see what else have I here. See. The internet is so slow, but I did many of them. You know, this was like my studio at that moment, paintings and doing all of that. This one, I still keep this one because it was my favorite, so I never sold it. $50, you know, for kids' rooms, easy. $50. This one, a little fox, people love it. I sold that like in 2 hours, $50. Let me see. This one was ink, just ink in a little bit of, you know.
I think even the video could, like, you can tell it, or like you can, yeah, it's a way to promote your own art.
And this is the final result. You know, like 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes, $50. Now, I am really serious about this. This one was sold to someone in the Netherlands, $50, and the person paid for, you know. But this is watercolor. There is nothing really difficult about this. Another watercolor, $50. This one, simple, $50. So it's just guys, to give you an example of what I have been telling you, like you guys are relying so much on someone to give you an opportunity, on someone to give you a job, on someone to provide, you know, safety. You know, I want you guys to just be responsible and accountable for your own professional lives and start doing something. Doesn't matter what it is. but think about how you can monetize your talents so you don't depend that much on someone offering you some hours. So yeah. Okay. Who else wants to introduce to the group, please? All right, guys, you feel free to start sharing about you as we advance. I know it's not easy for everyone, but we need to start doing this because the networking that we do here plays an important role. You know, nobody knew that Camila has a business. You know, nobody knew that Isabel is. Nobody knew that Mariana is a foodie with fantastic plans in terms of what she wants to achieve in Australia. And the same for Valeria with her popcorn business idea and so on. So we need to start connecting and letting people know what we do. Edgar Becerra is someone that could help you one day with social media challenges that you may have. So the more we know each other, the better. Guys, I'm going to ask Lorena, Jira1, Chopaka, Alice, and everybody that is not connected to the camera to connect to the camera now, because I'm going to start with the lesson. And if you guys cannot connect, you need to tell me why. Otherwise, I will be closing those windows in the next 5 minutes, because this is a class. All right, so let's start with this class, guys. Thank you for the introduction. This class is about what? Who knows what is the name of this class? What is the name of this class, the one that we're doing today?
Articulate, present, and debate ideas.
Yes, articulate first, present, and debate ideas. Debate ideas. All right? Articulating ideas, all right. We have a structure, we can follow a script, not that difficult. Debate ideas, that is the core of this class. I need you guys to learn how to debate. Why we need to know how to debate. Why that is an important skill, debating. Anyone?
Yeah, me.
Because we
You go. It's fine. You go.
Thank you. Because we will always need ways to convince people about our ideas. So when you debate, you're giving your point of view, you're giving arguments, you're giving reasons why you are saying what you're saying.
Exactly. We need to be strong. Guys, we need to persuade others, and especially those that do not like what we do. Because persuading someone that likes what you do, easy. What about persuading someone that does not like you, or someone that does not like what you do? That is more challenging. So debating, having the arguments to debate, to get your point across, really, really matters in this qualification. Camila, what do you think debating is, please?
I know, basically the same thing, just different words. You have to make sure you know what you want, and you have to find the best way to convey that message to whoever you're talking to, especially in business.
I know, but I want you guys to understand that debating is fighting. You understand what I mean? Debating is fighting. Debating is fighting. Debating is understanding that some people do not like what you have just said, and you still need to be strong enough to get your point across. You cannot give up. You cannot surrender to someone's negative opinion about your project. You cannot. I mean, if you surrender, if you don't debate, that's it. That is the end. So we need to have the skills to survive in the business world. and how we can survive in the business world when it comes to presenting our ideas by knowing the importance of debating. All right.
Santi, I heard a phrase once that I really loved that says, a great communicator always listens for being persuaded. So that just allows you to ask every single time if what you are listening is something that you are ignoring and you are all the time just learning. You know what I mean? So just try to pretend that you don't know anything and you are trying to have like an active listening. You can allow to the other people just persuade you by just ignoring what you already know. You
And
know
it's
what I mean?
of course. And it's a really good source of information. You know, when you really have the capability to do active listening, giving people the opportunity, the space for them to express ideas, concepts, they are exposing themselves in doing so. And you can take that information to give a good feedback, to debate that perspective, to support that perspective. So 100%, a good communicator will have that capability to listen up first, to receive the information, and then to respond to it. Great, great. There is something important, guys, that I need to tell you. This new world in which we live in is very different to the world we live, like 20 years ago in terms of communications, in terms of politics. Like censorship is all over the place, all over the place. Censorship today is extremely powerful compared to what it was 20 years ago. So
it's the cancel culture, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we need to be aware of this. We need to understand this. I mean, this is a marketing and communication class, and the cancel culture, the censorship, is something that we need to know, so we can play with it, so we can take advantage of it. So instead of being victims of it, we become winners out of that silencing, out of that cancellation. So why this is happening? This is happening because we are in the middle of a generation that is so sensitive to arguments that are going against their perceptions of how the world should be. So they don't debate. They just surrender, or they get their points across with innuendo, with violence, with alternatives that are not what we want to learn in this class. So understanding that that is the current situation in the world will help us to understand something. And what is that? It is impossible to say something smart without offending someone. So we need to be prepared to offend. Are you prepared to offend someone? Think about this. Ask yourself. Ask yourself, I am prepared to offend someone? I'm not talking about the personal life. Please don't get me wrong. I'm talking about the business life. I'm talking about business. And understanding that this is the context, not life, not family, not friendship. No, I'm talking about businesses. Are you prepared to offend someone? What is your answer? You don't need to tell me your answer because this is highly personal. But if your answer is no, I am not prepared to offend someone, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for you to get your projects avanti, to get your projects across. Because you will be a victim of the environment all the time. Someone doesn't like what you want to say, you will not say it. Someone may be offended by what you say, then you will not say it. Someone may cancel you, so then you will not say it. So you are a victim of the environment. And when we allow that to happen, we are products of our environment. Products of our environment. And I don't want that to happen to you guys. I don't want you guys to be products of your environment. I want your environment to be a product of who you are. That's a completely different perspective. So for us to have an environment that reflects who we are, we need to be prepared to annoy others. We need to be prepared to offend others. Now, if your answer was yes, I am prepared to do that. I am prepared to debate, even if I am offending someone or a group of people, I am prepared to do this. You are in the right track to take your business, your project to the next level. Because it demands courage and passion to defend your ideals. Can you change those ideals? Of course you can. It's all about changing. But what we require in the business world is people that have a strong position about a topic, a product, a category, an investment, and so on. We cannot deal, in business world, we cannot deal with neutral people. We cannot. It's impossible. It is impossible. Try to do it, you know. Try to negotiate with someone that is neutral. And it's going to be super frustrating. Yeah. Oh, I would like you to hear this business idea that I have. Would you mind to give me your opinion about it? Oh, let me think about it. I will discuss it with some friends and eventually I will get back to you. Neutral person. It's horrible to find this kind of people around you. Oh, I have a business idea and I want to share it with you. Okay, go ahead, tell me your business idea. And then the other person will tell you, I love it. That person is not neutral. Or that person will tell you, I don't like it. I think it doesn't have any momentum. I think it's not opportune in the marketplace. I think it's not going to prosper. That person is not neutral. And that's what we need. So we need to be prepared to debate that perception. Hold on. Well, it's not opportune in this market here. But what about the other market there? It's not opportune now in July and August, but it may be very opportune in November and December. That is debating. And you need to be prepared to have those arguments ready when it comes to defending your business. A marketing communication person that is not ready to debate is just not going to win in this new business world. All right. Now, do we have resources to win that debate? Of course we do. What is the first resource? We talked about that last class. Using assertive communication. Your arguments should not be personal. Also, it is important to understand that some level of emotional intelligence will help you too. We discussed what emotional intelligence is last week, remember? Placing yourself in somebody else's shoes before you say something. Understanding techniques like neurolinguistic programming may help you too, but above all, to be well prepared. So if someone is asking you about a particular angle of the argument, you will have resources, you will have knowledge, you will have skills to talk about that particular angle too. All right, just give me 1 second. I'm going to open a document that we need for the class. Okay, I got it. All right, so this class will be divided in 3 elements. The first element, the first thing that we're going to learn today is how to establish a framework for our communication. A framework I will explain what a framework is later. But that is the first thing that we need to define, that we need to learn in this class. How you can establish a framework when you talk, when you debate, when you share your ideas. All right? First part. Second part of this class, you need to develop ideas that will work well when you communicate. Persuasive communication techniques. You need to identify specific ways to provoke responses. Provoke, guys, I don't know. Do you understand the word provoking? Provoke? I will write it in the chat. What is the chat? My chat just disappeared. Okay, got it.
To provoke is to cause a reaction in someone.
Yeah. Is to cause a reaction. Is to cause an emotion in someone. Have a look at the word. It's in the chat. Look how interesting is that word. Are you provoking people? All right. So that is the second part. The first part, remember, is establishing a framework. We need to find out what are our principles, our policies, our procedures, our mindset, our boundaries when it comes to communication. Swearing. Anyone swears here? Swear, you know swearing?
Yeah,
Like
swearing
with bad
like bad
words?
words.
Yeah.
I think everyone.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is that okay or not?
Depends
I
the
think it's
environment.
okay. It depends on the place,
The-
the context.
On the context.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't swear in front of my parents, for example.
Well, yeah, got it.
You will not? I do.
What about a business context?
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable swearing in front of my grandparents or my parents.
Yeah, in a business, no. Like, but you need to realize which places and situations you need. But I think you must, because sometimes if you don't do like bad words, if you don't swear in a specific place, you will be like accumulating that stress, that energy.
But I think it comes down to common sense, no? Like, I see what you're saying. Like it accumulates, but there's always like other words that you could say or use to express your feelings vividly to the other person. But yeah, definitely not at work.
Yeah, I agree because like if a client is being very like rude, you can't swear at him or her. You
Yeah,
can't.
but
You have to find another way to convey your point without swearing.
but let's differentiate. Being rude is not equal to swearing. You know
Of
what I mean?
course.
You know, I can say I fucking love you, I fucking like you, and I am not attacking someone. I can say shit, I forgot about that. And I'm not offending anyone. I'm just actually making an assumption that I am a human being and I can forget things as well. The business context will dictate, but for some people, swearing is just the framework of how they communicate. And that's why I want you guys to understand that this is the first part of the class. You need to know yourself. You need to understand what is your framework. Seriously, you know, like if I swear accidentally or on purpose in the class environment, I am okay with it, as far as I'm not offending you. All right. Let me show you something, my friends. I want to tell you what I'm talking about. Have a look at this guy. This is my mentor.
So much for a guy who doesn't need that, because I only believe in authenticity. It's how I talk. Like when I think about, do I care about my employees? It feels more like in my brain and my heart and my soul, do I give a fuck about my employees more than do I care about my employees? That's from my brain and heart to my mouth. I am willing to deal with the ramifications of me being my full self. Do you curse at home? A ton. In front of your kids? Yep. I'm just not devastated to go into my 4th grade like teacher and Mrs. Thompson's like, you have a real problem. I'm like, what's that, Mrs. Thompson? Your daughter curses. I just don't see that as a real problem. Me and Mrs. Thompson just don't see the world the same way. Again, I'm the byproduct of Mrs. Thompson telling me my whole life that I would be a failure. Mrs. Thompson thought that a D in science was going to be my downfall, just like she thinks saying fuck is her downfall. I don't agree. So much for a guy who doesn't.
I really, really like that, guys. I hope that you're getting familiar with this personality. Yeah, Gary V. Gary V. Oh, just wait. Sorry.
Okay. I'm a storyteller. Yeah. Are you?
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think there are people that you just meet them like in they curse and swear a lot, and when they try to don't do it, it's like kind of weird. Like, what's wrong with you? They look like natural, and they're not like you. They swear, but you don't took in the butt of the horse. It's like part of the way they communicate. That's why I understand.
Yeah. So this is why I'm talking. You need to define your frameworks. You need to find if you feel comfortable with that kind of communication technique, or if you don't feel comfortable because it's not just who you are. But at some point, we need to start overthinking about how we express our emotions and ideas, so they are not that filtered. In doing so, we generate more trust than when we just program everything that we're going to say. You know what I mean? If you're going to read a piece of paper so you don't say a bad word, that is not as efficient as you crushing that piece of paper and just going as you will do normally. So that is the framework. The framework, the communication as well, is understanding what is the tone of your voice, how you approach people when it comes to the tone. Guys, you have noticed me. What do you think about my voice, my tone when I talk to you sometimes? Do you think it's delicate or it's quite strong sometimes? What do you think?
Like it's strong, like empowering people.
But let me show you some examples, all right? Let's have a look at this.
But also the project sponsor needs influence, okay? Because the project sponsor needs to go to the board and defend, right word, defend your project. Against what? Against other projects of the organization. Remember what I told you. But also the project.
So yeah, it is a very direct style. Let's have a look at another one.
The amount of people that I have seen writing an email to 20 people in the company telling them about this new idea, this new project, is ridiculous. And you know what is the first thing that I realized? That they do not know project management. Straight away, from that very email.
So that you know, that is my framework. But I have developed that framework. I am conscious about it. And I have some people that criticize that framework. Oh, Santi, sometimes you may get across as an aggressive teacher because you talk to your students so directly, and probably it is better if you use a little bit of filtering. I am like, no, I cannot do it, because if I do it, I will not be sincere. I will not be real to my students. Or some students will not like it, but the students that don't like what I say and how I say it is because they are not paying attention to my classes. It's because they are not meeting with me. It's because they are not coming to my classes. So they just see a little bit of it and they get offended. But students who are in the entire journey with me, they will see things with a different perspective. But that's what I want you guys to understand. We need to define and design and approve ourselves, our framework, how we talk, how we communicate. Some people, you know, they define that framework as well in terms of how they dress up. I have seen.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say something. That's like the most important thing to do. You know, like you have to communicate well. If you want to impress well, it's like this thing. If you want to work in the fashion industry, you have to dress yourself well. So that's like the whole thing about showing you, you know, like, so that's why it's so important.
It is extremely important, and it defines who we are and what is our personality. We need those resources, and we need to feel confident when using those resources. And it is okay to use those resources. I don't know if you guys remember, like 6 weeks ago, I was not wearing a beard. I wasn't feeling that good. I'm telling you. Because I need that resource. Or some people need sunglasses, or some people will need a tie. Or some people will be always with a t-shirt. Or some people will be always with a suit. And that is part of the framework and how they in terms of how they communicate. But you need to find out that. I'm going to give you another example now that I'm talking about, but that was a fantastic perspective, Mariana, in terms of what you have to say. You just brought me someone to my mind that I would like to find. Just give me 1 second. How is it called, this person? Let me see if I find what I'm talking about. All right, there is someone in Mexico, guys, that is called Carlos Muñoz. Have you heard about Carlos Muñoz by any chance? For good or for bad?
Yes.
All right, for good or for bad. But he was very, very smart. You know, like 7, 8 years ago, when he started using some very colorful jackets to differentiate himself from the rest. All right? And that is what I'm talking about when it comes to the framework of communication. Have a look at the jackets that he was using. You know, the colors. They were all different. Pink ones, golden ones, with the stripes. Look at this one, you know? So.
Negocio que se llama Pokemeniex Monterrey. Cada mes, en realidad, es un compromiso en mí.
So, have a look at this jacket here. That's what I'm talking about. Have a look at this jacket here. We need to define that framework as well in terms of how we present ourselves to our audiences. So it's not just the voice, it's not just the language, but it's also how we dress up and how we present ourselves to our audiences. We need to be authentic in terms of defining that framework. Like, you know, like when some people, when they talk, have you noticed that some people, when they talk, they stay in the same position and they don't move? And have you noticed that there are others that they just move all the time, they walk? You need to define what is better for you when it comes to communicating your ideas. You know, I am gestualizing with my hands because I do this all the time. Because I believe this is another resource that I can use. But if I am here, I will not be able to transmit what I need to transmit, but I am conscious about it. This is not an accident. This is something that you need to prepare, to nurture. So if one day you are speaking, you are giving a conference, you will have all the resources that are required for success. So the first part of this class, what is the framework of your communication? All right. What is the second part of this class? How you develop ideas when it comes to communications. And what is that? Is finding out ways to provoke, to encourage response from others. Of course, you need to consider challenges that may arise out of provoking someone. And you need to define some strategies to mitigate a negative effect of you provoking someone. But you need to be ready to provoke. Guys, give me examples of how you can provoke people when you are talking to them. What is the most common one to provoke someone?
Disagree?
That's it.
Argue?
That's it. Thank you, Edgar. Well done, mate. The most powerful one is this one. You're talking about someone, you're expressing your ideas, you are presenting your projects, and then you stop straight away and you ask someone, hey, Edgar, do you agree? Do you agree with what I have just said? Boom. That's a bomb. That is provoking a response, mate. Do you agree? Do you disagree with what I have said? What would you do in my position? Is another way to provoke. Give me another example of how you can provoke responses. Guys, I need you to have the resources, all right? Because believe me, you will remember.
Critic.
Yeah, Isabel, go ahead.
Critic, like I just give like a feedback, like a critic, like I don't like that. I don't know, is that a disagree?
A creative way? And what is that creative way, sorry?
It's not like critic, like
critic.
bad, like a bad feedbacks, like talking about like, oh no, I don't like the way you're dressing. I don't know, like this, or disagree, could be.
Yeah, remember that when, okay, good. Criticizing is good. Criticizing someone is good, but never at personal level. We need to criticize.
Yeah,
we need to criticize someone's ideas. We need to criticize someone's concepts. We need to criticize someone's perceptions, ideals, but never someone's. All right, at personal level, we don't do it, but that is a fantastic way to provoke someone. Criticizing someone straight away. I'm going to tell you something, guys. Guys, are you enjoying the class? Are we connected? Are you connected with me?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to tell you something. What I have been, thinking about all of this for many years, my friends. I have, I don't know, 1,600 followers in LinkedIn. I told you, LinkedIn is not like Facebook or Instagram. If someone follows you in LinkedIn, it's because they really want to know about how you think and what you're doing at professional level. So it's not as easy, but I have a good numbers of followers, and I'm going to tell you how I got those numbers. So in 2014-15, I used a technique for 2 years to get maximum numbers of followers. And I'm going to tell you what was that technique. I was reading LinkedIn posts from top industry leaders. Top industry leaders. And when I was reading those posts from top thinkers, from top leaders, I was hunting, I was searching those posts that I was so annoyed, that I was so against that perspective, that I had a tremendous disagreement about that perspective. And you know what I did? I was writing a comment on that post to CEOs, to human resources managers, to entrepreneurs, to internet personalities. I was saying, that is not how it is. That's not how it is. You are confusing people. You are making out of this situation something that will be detrimental to hundreds of citizens, or you cannot express that situation how you have in the way you have said it. This is how it should be done. This is how people should be thinking. This is how people should be guided. And you know what that created? That created that the person that wrote the post was like, oh my gosh, someone is disagreeing with me. And everybody else that was commenting was, there is someone that has the capability, that has the to go against this person that's supposed to be the most brilliant one in this particular industry. I was very cautious, and I was very, very confident of what I was saying, because I did my research and I was very convinced that my perspective was not better, but opportune to that conversation. And in doing so, I got majority of my followers by using an argument against what top thinkers were commenting on LinkedIn. You understand what I mean? But people don't use this. You know, a lot of you guys don't even think about doing something like this. But I invite you to do something like this. I invite you to go to LinkedIn to read posts. And if you disagree with a post content, say it. Say it, and you will see the tremendous results that will bring to your personal branding and attention. I am not doing that anymore because I am not using that technique anymore. But at some moment, at some point in my career, it was critical. 2014, 2015, it was extremely important. All right. Right. So this is why I'm talking when you know, when I'm trying to explain how to develop ideas. All right. Now, mitigation techniques, guys. I am sorry. That's what you need to say. When you fail, when you do something that you were not planning to do, that accidentally happened. So you are truly sorry about a negative result of your communication or something that you didn't do. The only thing that you need to say is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and this is how I'm going to solve it. That's it. You need to mitigate. What you cannot do is just to forget about it and leave it there. Vale, probably you know what I'm talking about, because we had a meeting a couple of days ago and I failed. You know, I failed. I was so tired the night before and I couldn't. But I failed. And you were sending me messages, Santi, waiting for you. What I say to you, Vale, I'm so sorry. I am mitigating that. Because I have to mitigate it, because I failed. But what I did straight away, I say, Vale, I'm sorry, but we can meet, you know, tomorrow at this time. So you mitigate and you provide the solution. That's what you need to do, you know, when your ideas of communication are not working well. So that is the second part of the class. And the third part of the class, all right, is to actually prepare yourself to debate and discuss your ideas. How to present to your audiences. How to facilitate conversations that challenges existing concepts. How to explore new concepts, sorry. How to approach idea generation. Have a look at what I did today. Today, I did something very different to what I have done before. I ask you guys, tell me a little bit about yourselves. Never did it before. Why? Because I needed that moment for you to express your ideas, to say who you are, to see if you can communicate those concepts. You know, like Itzayana was telling us, I don't know how to say it. Remember, Itzayana, that you were trying to convey your story and you were saying, I don't know how to say this, I don't know how to say that. At the end, you did it pretty well. But we need to find solutions to these kind of situations, how we can convey stories so they are effective. All right? Also, when we debate ideas, we need to prepare ourselves to respond to questions, from the other part, and to use feedback to refine our communications too. Guys, I'm going to tell you the last thing, and then we go for a break. No worries. All right. I'm going to tell you something personal too. In 2016-17, my vision was to be a global speaker, you know, like a global speaker. You know what I mean? It's like getting paid to talk, So I found a way to get paid to talk. It's very similar to what I'm doing now, but this is a class environment. But when you are paid to talk in a conference, in a symposium, that is a different challenge. I needed to grab the attention of people in Australia that were organizing speaking events in marketing, sales, communication, project management, technology, chatbots, blah, 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 blah. You know what I did, guys? I attended for 1 year, guys. And this is the sacrifice part I'm telling you. I attended for 1 year to all the events, all of them, all the events that this company was launching and providing to the public. I attended all the events. So the owners, the directors, the managers of this business were always present in that conference, because obviously they bring very important speakers from USA and from other countries in Europe. So they have to be there. And you know what I did for 1 year? No stop. At the end of the conference, there is always a questions and answers opportunity. And I focused myself to ask the most complicated, difficult question for presenters to answer. The most difficult, the most complex, the most unlikely, the most researched, the most tricky question that someone in the audience could ask. I mentalized myself to be that person. And in doing so, man, people in the audience, organizers, speakers, they were like, oh my gosh, who is that guy? Who is that guy that is asking these questions every time that we have a conference? Is making us feel uncomfortable, is challenging our speakers, but is also creating a lot of impact in terms of the atmosphere, a positive impact, a debating impact in terms of the atmosphere of this event. After 4 or 5 interventions, someone approached me and said to me, who are you? Who do you work for? What is your plan? What do you want to win with your interventions? Guys, I'm telling you the truth. And you know what was my answer? What do you think was my answer? For those of you that pay attention to me. When
learn from it.
No.
And be there.
No. What is that?
Like to be where they were speaking and
That's
learn
it.
from.
No, learn.
Like they said.
No, learn, because I can't, you know, when you want to win, it's very difficult to start from a humble perspective. I was learning, but I don't,
yeah.
I didn't verbalize it. I didn't communicate. Santiago, who are you? Where you came from? Who you work for? And what do you want to What is your goal? What do you want to achieve with all these difficult, complicated questions? And I say,
You wanna be a speaker?
That's it. I want to be, I have the capability to be there. And you know what happened next event? I was the speaker. And I was charging $2,000 per conference, guys. $2,000. But, you know, Santi, but you don't, yes, I need to tell you all of this because teaching is personal. You need to get to know me. I need to get to know you for you to see the perspectives of everything that we can do together. So I need to motivate you with these stories. All right. And then from that moment on, guys, from 2016 till 2000, before COVID, I was speaking at global conferences, I don't know, once every 2 months. Singapore, China, Sydney, Bolivia, of course, Melbourne, you know, that changed my life. That changed my life. Let me show you something. But it was because I prepared myself for that debate, for that moment. I showed you this and I promised that we do a break. Guys, who is this guy? Anyone knows?
I forgot the name, but you told us
No,
about him.
Gary V.
Yeah.
This is Gary V. This is how I found Gary V, by speaking at conferences, guys. You know, and then I asked him to be my mentor. It wasn't cheap, but a lot of what I am as a person today is because of that guy. And you know what this guy told me? Do as I do. That was basically his advice. He was a migrant too. You know, he started in a new country when he was young. I found his story extremely interesting and inspiring to me. Anyway, work experience, education, but this page here, conferences, was the result of all of that. So I'm going to show you, look what I was telling you, look. (2018), 2019, conferences. And everything was as a result, you know, all these people, I was there, you know, Colombian with a little bit of an accent or a lot of it, speaking to global conferences because I had the nerve to be a nuisance to people for 6 months that were doing all these conferences. All right. So that, the last part of this class, learning that we need to debate and get our points across in order to get the attention that we need for us to be able to move forward our business ideas and projects. All right, guys, it has been 1 hour and a half, so we are halfway through the class. Let's enjoy a good break. All right. And I will see you guys in about 10 minutes, okay? Enjoy it. Okay, guys, let's get back. I lost my connection for a few minutes, but we're back now. Beautiful. All right, guys, what I want you to do now, I want you to go to your Accelerate because we need to do the lesson in Accelerate, all right? So let's do just that. Let's go to Accelerate and let's find the lesson for the unit Articulate, Present, and Debate Ideas, please. Okay. So everyone, accelerate. And let's do the lesson. All right. So remember, I will go into the lesson and you need to use the system to consume the lesson in Accelerate. Okay. All right. So the first part, the item number 1 of your lesson. We need to understand, we need to learn how to assess the purpose of our communications and the audience that we have according to the task requirements. So who is our audience and what is the purpose of our communication? What is the purpose of a communication? We have discussed that before. We have talked, all right, it is convince, it is persuade, or it is to make someone to change their perception, their opinion about what we do. All right. Here is a very interesting video that I would like to share with you guys. So let's observe this video first.
Good morning, good morning. I'm excited to be your first speaker of today. By a show of hands, how many of you have heard of the phrase, it's not what you say, it's how you say it? Do you remember the person who told that to you? Tell them they lied. Repeat after me. What you say is just as important as how you say it. Your turn. What you say is just as important as how you say it. And that is called strategic communications. And strategic communications is probably the very thing you've been needing this entire time to help you get what you need out of life. See, most people stop going after the bigger things that they want in life simply because, well, they're just not getting it. But what they don't realize is that they're causing some sort of resistance in the way that they're communicating that's helping them not get what they want out of life. How many of you have been in a situation where no matter how much you talk and tell someone your viewpoint, they're just not getting it, right? No matter how much you change your approach.
All right, so you can watch that video later on, but the message there is not just what we say, it's how we say it, all right? We have discussed that. It's an important part of this lesson too. It's a good video, so please watch it later on, but let's move on with this one. Now, we need to evaluate as well for us to develop that framework that we discussed. Look, we are in that particular component, which is establishing the framework. We need to evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of some methods of communication. All right, so let's discuss what are the advantages, for example, what are the disadvantages of using email as a communication channel. We need to discuss that for 5 minutes. All right, so guys, what is the main advantage of using emails in our communications?
It's really easy to use and you can spread a message really fast compared to like traditional ways of communicating.
Good one. Another advantage, please.
Also, like, yeah, if you need to send like the same message for 20 people, just create one and then add the other people to the same message, and then everybody will receive it.
So right. And also we will have a track, a record of that communication being sent. Like we can prove it. You know what I mean? We can prove that we send the email. And that is perhaps the most positive thing about email communications. You will have a record of that communication being sent. All right. Now, disadvantages of emails.
Somebody can hack the email.
True.
And then use the information for different purpose. Then the other one, like nowadays, everybody's receiving and sending emails. So maybe as a company, you might send one, and then the person will think, okay, this is a scam, or this is just publicity. I don't want to read that. Other they won't open the email.
So true. Because we are overusing this method, people sometimes get overwhelmed by the number of emails they receive per day, and that make that communication method ineffective in some context, in some business context. Like, for example, when a person receives more than 10 emails per day. All right, good. Well done. Thank you for that, Samuel. So let's continue with the lesson. We have discussed that. Now, you need to order the following communication methods as they have been used. All right. So what should be the number one? Mobile phones, landing
cave paintings.
Cave paintings. All right, let's move that to the. What should be the number two, guys?
Telegraph.
Number three.
Landline phones, I guess.
Number four.
Fax.
Number five.
Probably radio.
Number six.
Television.
7.
Computers and email.
8.
Phones.
Yep. And so,
social media.
Oh,
fuck.
Let's check it.
Then
check it out. Cave paintings, correct. Telegraph, number 2. Landing phones, number 3.
Probably radio.
I think the radio should be first.
I think so.
Yeah, before fax.
Yeah, sure.
I think so.
And then
yeah.
Probably I don't know. Probably television before fax, but I'm not sure.
Not sure. Let's check. Yeah, let's see. It is not working. Let me have a look at something. So cave painting number 1, telegraph number 2, landing phones number 3, radio, yep, television,
fax, phones.
That was the problem. That was the problem there. Phones, computer and email, and social media. So that is the order, guys. You need to complete this in your lesson now. Please do that. Camila, you have access to your Accelerate?
Yeah, I do. I finished it too.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right.
But like it's so weird how you have the phone like right after like you got the fax, then mobile phones, and then computers and emails. Like isn't chronologically speaking like the computer supposed to be higher up in the
That's what I thought.
Yeah, like it's so weird. Even the fax and the radio and like television and everything, it like that middle section is so weird. I thought it was different, but
let's have a look. Cave paintings definitely number 1.
Yeah.
Definitely number 2. Landing phones, number 3. Radio, agreed, should be number 4.
Yeah.
This
And then
I'm not sure about this, but television seems to be okay with number 5.
Santi, but it is not first computers and emails, like basically computers before mobile phones.
Agree.
Or probably, I don't know, probably the first phone was released before computer.
yeah, like
I don't know.
Yeah, agree. You're right. It is computers and emails should be before phones. I think so.
and then I think it should be like fax and then mobile phones and social media. Because I don't think we had that type of technology back then. So
Yeah, agree. All right. I will have a look at that. Just give me 1 second to see where this came from. Good point. Give me 1 minute. All right, I will have a look at that later on, but thank you so much. I reckon we have a very strong point there to improve this assessment. But for now on, let's follow that order for the lesson to continue, okay?
Okay.
But I agree with Camila's conclusion. It's because we're working on it, I cannot change it automatically. All right, let's go to number 4. All right, this is critical for us because this is the legislation that we need to follow in Australia, okay? So this is the link to that legislation, and that is important for us to explore. Obviously, this is something that you need to do before our next class because the assessment will be asking about few components of this legislation. So it is important to consume that, but we are going to do that in our own time.
Santi, sorry, but I don't know if it's only for me, but it says that the page is not found.
But no, to me as well.
yeah, same.
Bama.
Maybe they changed it.
I guess it was changed. All right. I'm taking notes of that too. So I will have a look at that. And what item is that one? What number? Item 4, I think it was. Item 5.
4.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will fix that for our next session. Let's continue with the next point. So just skip that one. And let's move to the next session. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So the point number 5, we need to talk about the objectives of the persuasive communication. Let me check it out. So the objectives of persuasive communications are to convince, inform, and entertain. Convince, inform, and entertain. The ability to use persuasive techniques against these objectives is key to being an effective communicator. Convince, inform, and entertain. Mariana, what do you think about this? You are a communicator. Do you think this is close to what is the objective of a communicator?
Like persuade the audience, the people.
Yeah, through convincing them, informing them, but also entertaining them.
Yeah, for sure. You have to entertain people. Like
Why-
it
why-
also depends on which type of journalism or which type of social media you're spreading information. But of course, you have to, well, convince, say some truths or say the information that you have to say. Inform as well, but you have to entertain while you are communicating, while you are convincing, you have to entertain.
Why that is important from your professional perspective? Entertain. Why?
Because if people want to learn, if they want to be informed, they need to be attracted to what you're saying.
Correct.
So you need to find different ways. You need to find the way to be creative. You need to find the way to use different type of presentations, not just a video talking yourself, but you can also show more videos while you're talking, things like that, to inform and
Correct. Thank you so
for the
much.
people to understand.
I appreciate it. Coming from you, this is highly appreciated. All right. Item number 6. We talk a little bit about this. We need to identify ways to provoke and encourage response in individuals or groups in consultation with others. Okay. So marketing and communication professionals are always very excited to motivate and encourage others to give their opinions in large groups. They are also excellent listeners. Someone mentioned this. It was you, Mariana, or it was someone mentioned this morning?
It was me, Santi.
Yes, correct. So you
listen for being persuaded.
You nail it. Well done. We need to be very good at this, active listeners. And we need to use this skill to understand the client needs. This is exactly what you say, Vale. Well done. All right. Let's have a look at this video.
We're going to talk about active listening skills. So let's get into the details. Hey there, I'm Alex Lyon, and I actually have a 1-hour course on effective listening skills for leaders. I will tell you more about that at the end of the video. So listening is so important because good listening is probably the easiest way to connect with other people and build relationships. Active listening is the opposite of passive listening, and you have probably experienced this. The person you're talking to might technically be hearing some of what you're saying, but they are tuned out, they're on autopilot, they're just not mentally engaged with what you're saying. And as the speaker, this could be very dissatisfying, very discouraging when people really aren't paying attention to us. Like, why am I even talking in the first place? But active listening with what you're saying, that of passive listening, and you have probably experienced that, connect with other people and build relationships. Active listening is the opposite of passive listening, and you have probably experienced this. The person you're talking to might technically be hearing some of what you're saying, but they are tuned out, they're on autopilot, they're just not mentally engaged with what you're saying. And as the speaker, this could be very dissatisfying, very discouraging when people really aren't paying attention to us. Like, why am I even talking in the first place? But active listening looks, sounds, and feels obvious. Active listening means listening completely. But before anybody does that well, there are 2 secrets, 2 prerequisites to active listening. Number 1, you have to commit. You have to put aside whatever else might be distracting you and make listening a real priority. Good listening is first and foremost a choice that you make every time somebody speaks. Number 2, it takes practice. Like any skill, you have to work at it. The good news is that listening is not mysterious or complicated. So let's talk about 4 qualities of active listening that you can put into practice. First, active listening involves nonverbal communication. And there are 2 sides to this. On the one hand, you're demonstrating that you're engaged in paying attention nonverbally. You put your devices completely away, you make eye contact, Your body posture is open and oriented toward the other person. Now, on the other side, you're also noticing the speaker's nonverbal cues. There's an expression, you listen with your eyes. And part of that means you're noticing what's happening with the person visually on their mood or their emotion that they're showing. Do they look nervous, frustrated, annoyed? You can pick up on that by actively observing their nonverbal communication. Second, active listening involves verbal communication. Again, there are two sides to this. The most obvious part is asking good questions. Probably the most common pattern that good listeners demonstrate is that they ask a good question and then they let the speaker fully answer it. Like a good mental health therapist will ask thoughtful questions and then stop talking for a while and let the client speak. Honestly, what we're paying for in many cases is just somebody to listen carefully to us. So a good question is a huge part of the listening pie. And the other part of verbal communication is those small utterances that show the other person that we're following them, like, I hear you, yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes it's not even full words. It might just be, oh. Those little utterances keep us engaged and show the other person that we're following. Third, active listening involves responding to what somebody just said. So the pattern goes like this. You ask a question, they respond for however long that takes. And at the end of that talking term, you give an informed response to them. So let's say you just ask a person what they've been up to lately. That's your question. And in their talking turn, they tell you that they have been doing diving lately. So you actively listen for a while they're talking. At the end of their talking turn, it's your turn again. And this is where you show that you were actively following along and were interested in what they were saying. And you can do this by reflecting back what you just heard. You might say something like, wow, that sounds like an exciting sport. That's really cool that you're doing that. Or you could ask another follow-up question. I had no idea that you were into diving. How did you first get into that? Of course, you could do a little bit of both, like I just did. You could make an informed, reflective statement and then ask a follow-up question. The key is to respond to what they have just been saying. What you don't want to do is just look at them blankly and not react when they're done talking. And you've probably had somebody do this to you. You tell them about part of your day or something about your life, and they don't react. They just have this stone face. That's not active listening. If you want a gold star for active listening, then you have to respond to what they just said. Fourth, keep the focus on them and let them talk. Now, this one might seem obvious because you're listening, but when you decide to go into that listening mode, just make a decision that this is going to be all about the other person talking and not about you. Resist that temptation to jump in with your own story or to change the subject to your favorite topic. Keep your talking turns and questions concise, and then stick to whatever topic they're interested in. Now, eventually, once they've done plenty of talking, there will usually be an opportunity later in the conversation for you to share your experiences. But my rule of thumb is to dedicate at least the first half of the conversation to pure active listening. So I hope these 4 tips help you listen completely in your next conversation. Question of the day, which one of these tips do you need the most work on? I would love to read what you have to say below in that comment section. And I do have 2 follow-up videos on listening coming soon on comprehensive listening and empathetic listening. And I'll link to those in the description below once they are posted. And I also have a 1-hour course on effective listening skills for leaders. You can find out more about that by following the link in the description below the video, and you can find out all the details by following that link. So thanks, God bless, and I will see you in the next video.
All right, great to learn a little bit more about active listening, but we were discussing that before as well. There are some techniques, especially the one about providing feedback quickly, is an important one for us to keep in mind. Also, physical body gestures, we listen with the eyes was another really good point of that video. All right.
Santi, I really love that topic. I think that listening is a powerful tool for learning and knowing a lot of things. But also, I think that sometimes we make it like more difficult when we think that we have to respond something. So sometimes we just aware or what we have to say after the other person just finished the talk. So we lose that opportunity of active listening when we are just trying to answer something after that.
Wow, never thought about that. Never thought about that perspective.
Yeah, sometimes we just think that we need to solve something, and you are trying to think what you have to say after they finish their conversation or something. So you lose that opportunity or being really engaged with that conversation when you are thinking in yourself, you know?
Yes, 100%. No, never thought about that, but it makes a lot of sense. But difficult, isn't it? Because like by default, you want to answer yourself. You want to have an opinion about that topic straight away. But in doing so, you limit your own capability to keep listening, you know, the next argument or the next idea that the speaker is providing. How to solve that? Do you have any suggestion, Vale? How to manage this?
I mean, that is kind of selfish because you are trying to shine yourself instead of give the other person the opportunity or just having more ideas than you. But it also depends on what kind of situation do you have in the conversation, because if someone is telling you like a problem that he has, you sometimes feel that you have to solve that problem. But no, you can just be active listening and the other person will feel great, and you don't have to solve or give any advice or counseling or share ideas. You just have to listen. So I think that it has to be less selfish and just let the other person be. So that works for me, and I really love listening. I just try to think that I'm not the person that have to shine in the
to solve the problem. Wow. That was extremely interesting. I am very surprised. Like that's a concept that is new to me, but I am very glad to hear that that is your perspective, because it makes a lot of sense. Sometimes you don't need to solve the other person's problem. That is not the purpose of the communication at that moment, in that context. Probably the other person is just wanting you to listen the problems. They don't want you to comment or
to respond, to complain. Yeah, sometimes you just want to be heard. I mean, it feels good when you know that somebody is just listening to you. That's cool. That feels good, and that is a uncommon thing, because everybody wants to comment and to argue as well.
And that's why this is new to me, because I was more of the other perspective. For you to demonstrate that you are doing active listening, you have to reply soon, you have to give proper and opportune feedback, you need to solve the problem that is being proposed, but giving us a totally different perspective, which is no, not always. Probably.
Or you can take your time. I mean, you can be just having active listening and being thinking what you have to say after the other person just finalize that conversation. But you can say, I'm thinking, just give me a second, and you can give your comments after that. And in the meanwhile, you are having really attention on what the person is saying. So you are saving time because you are just creating more ideas in the meanwhile. But after that, you can just say, I am thinking about it, and give your comments after that.
Wow.
So that's what I use.
Well done. I love it. I think it's a very mature proposition in terms of how to do active listening. I will keep it in mind. And everyone here, please keep that in mind too, because yeah, I mean, now that you have mentioned this in that format, probably what we need to do is just let that person to complete the argument, to finalize, and probably we don't need to demonstrate that we have an opinion, that we have a solution, that we have a different perspective. That is so well received. Thank you so much, Vale. Like it. I hope that you guys like it too. Mariana, what do you think about that? You are a communicator, so you can tell us what do you think about that perspective from Valeria?
When Vale said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's very important. Like that's true, you know. Like when you try like to yeah, that's what I think. Like sometimes you just need to concentrate on focusing, listening the other, and then like being an active listener, as Vale said, than like worrying about, oh, what I'm going to say next if they just made another question to me because I was asking them questions. So, you know, I agree with Vale. She had a strong point saying all that she said.
Fantastic.
That's
and this is
important.
I mean with, you know, when we start talking early this morning about debating ideas, about giving a different perspective, as I say, this is different perspective, because this is like, all right, no, what you gotta do is be active, and being active means that you need to reply quickly and to interrupt somehow the conversation flow. So in doing so, you demonstrate that you are connected, whereas Valeria's perspective is not always. And that is what I mean with debating ideas and concepts, because now I have, thanks to Valeria, thanks to Mariana, a different perspective, and I will apply it. Probably next time I will not, it's not that I will not care, but I will not judge so early in the conversation flow. I will just let things to evolve, to develop themselves. And if required, only if required, I will give my perspective at the end of it. I like it.
Santi, because in the meanwhile that you are listening other people, I mean, the time that you are saving just giving your comments and sharing your own thoughts is the time that you are winning or earning new learnings, you know. So in the meantime that you are just listening, you are having more than you are giving, because you get close with your own thoughts and your comments and what you already know. But when you are just listening, you are just all the time receiving, and that allows you just for being like open in a different way.
I like it. And this is the sort of things, Vale, that I want you to explore as well in social media. You know, this is a really good idea. Like I really mean it. And Mariana has support that idea too. That's excellent. You know, it's a nice human-centered perspective, the one that you have just explored here with all of us. Take advantage of that insight. I reckon it's an insight. Guys, insights are like the gold in the business world. You know, it's a representation of experience and knowledge at the same time. The only reason Valeria knows all of this is because I'm pretty sure that she has experience in listening to people, in having, you know, active listening skills. And these two things, skills and experience, is what provides insights. So you have a very powerful insight here that you should be exploring, that you should be sharing with others in your social media. When I talk about social media, for us, I'm talking about LinkedIn. You know, it's going to be a good post. You may have a good framework for it, since you have been done, you have completed a class in terms of communications skills and so on. Because more people need to hear what you have just said. More people need to hear that perspective when it comes to active listening, because my perspective was the opposite. My perspective was active listening is actually you intervening. It's actually you providing feedback. It's actually you interrupting. It's actually you playing a decisive role, but not. That is crazy. That is fantastic. I love it. I invite you to share that with more people if you can. All right, let's continue. All right, now we talk about mitigation strategies. Remember that we say, all right, sometimes, you know, we do something wrong. Sometimes we are not assertive in our communications. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we have the wrong data. Sometimes it's not our fault. Sometimes we were told. Sometimes we were told to say something. Sometimes we don't like the products we represent, and we still need to communicate those products to our audiences because we work for a company that sells those products. So we need to define, or we need to understand some mitigation strategies for us to fix that situation afterwards. One of them is the preventive strategy. What is the preventive strategy? Is before the conflict happens, you try to solve that situation from happening. And this can be achieved through effective communication, clear expectations and policies and procedures and guidelines of the company in terms of what to say and what not to say. So that is the preventive strategy. Before the issue happens, you are conscious that that could happen, a negative effect, so you manage that in advance. The reactive strategy, which is what majority of us use, is all right, something was wrong, sorry, which is what I was explaining before. Or something could be improved, and then you do it afterwards. So it's understanding the underlying issues and finding a beneficial solution to it. Managers should be able to mediate conflicts and facilitate open and honest communication between team members. That is the reactive strategy. Is all right, something happened, I will fix it now, which is what I explained to you in the first part of the lesson. Now, there is another strategy, which is quite sophisticated and is not easy for a lot of companies to execute, but is the compensatory strategy. So you mitigate the negative effect of your communications with a reward, with a bonus, with a program that will give a direct educational or monetary benefit to the other part. All right, so don't forget about these guys, because this is going to be part of the assessment for the next class. What are the mitigation strategies? Preventative, before it happens; reactive, after it happens; compensatory, it happens, but you give something back. All right. Okay, so now your trainer will encourage you to engage in debate and discussions as you examine ideas and determine the validity. I mentioned you have a Vela. So we need to debate. We need to do a debate in terms of a topic. Let's see if we have here some ideas to discuss. And this will be the end of the lesson, all right? So once we have done the debate, then that will be the end of this lesson. Okay, guys, please, some ideas for us to debate. We just need to do a short debate, 15 minutes, and then we finish with the lesson. So give me some ideas, some difficult topics that we can debate today.
Opinions?
What is that?
Like opinions, as in like your opinion is something, my
topic?
opinion it's something else.
Yes, exactly.
And
But I need the topic, and then we divide the group. So let's just do a break.
What about presential and online courses?
That would be amazing to discuss.
Yeah, I want to discuss that.
Same. I have mixed opinions about that.
Let's do something more painful, something that will demand more, you know,
Energy,
like
more
conflict, you know, like more encounters.
What about that example that you gave us about swearing for God? Is that so difficult?
Which one is that? Sorry,
I'm still thinking about it.
Which one?
I'm not sure how bad is it.
What?
Swearing.
Swearing. Yeah, no, but I want something, you know, guns, you know? What about people carrying guns? That's the sort of topics, you know, vaccination, you know, vaccination, like what happens with COVID, that sort of things. What do you think about these sort of topics, you know?
With like migration.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. This is the sort of topics that I want to explore. You know, what do you think about migration? What do you think about vaccination? What do you think about people carrying guns.
What about abortion?
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Right. Three more topics, difficult topics, please.
Okay.
Drugs, well done. Drugs in what context? For example, legalization, yeah? All right.
Suicide, maybe.
Totally. Suicide, and but suicide in terms of how is it called when you decide by yourself to stop living? How is it called? What is the technical name?
Libre albedrío.
Yes, but what is that in English?
Fear of choice.
Free will?
No, but there is
Thank you.
euthanasia. No.
Euthanasia. I think
euthanasia,
euthanasia is
sí.
when somebody assists you.
Yeah, euthanasia.
Or assisted.
I love that topic.
Or assisted.
That one's good to talk.
Okay. We get
What
it.
about the death penalty?
Well done. You got it, guys. That's the sort of thing that I want to discuss. All right. One more.
Sexual orientation.
Okay. But in what?
Like the LGBTQ marriages, I don't know, things like that.
The gender, inclusion. Yeah.
But what is the name for us to talk about this? What should be the name to encompass to discuss this? Let me think. And there is
inclusion and equity, maybe.
Let's talk about equality. Okay. Equality. You know, just to have a broader perspective of the topic. All right, addiction. All right, cool. Let's choose out of all of these topics that we provide in the chat, let's choose how many? Let's choose four topics, and we divide the group in 4. Let's choose 4 topics. And Camila, choose one.
Oh my God, death penalty.
Death penalty.
We'll go with that.
All right. Samuel, choose one, please.
Let's say euthanasia.
Valeria, choose one.
Equality.
Mariana, choose one.
Oh my God.
So we have guns, vaccination, migration, abortion.
Abortion.
All right. So we have 4 now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's divide the group, and I will tell you what we need to do. So just give me 1 second. All right, guys, join your groups. Join your groups now, guys, please. Okay, guys, join your groups, everyone.
Who wants to go first?
Let's define the topic because we have 4 groups. All right. So you guys will be debating about the death penalty. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Look, what we need is at least one person to have the opposite opinion of the, you know what I mean? It could be half, it could be that just one, but we need to find someone that disagrees with the other perspective so we can do the debate. How you do it is up to you. Ask yourselves, do you agree with the death penalty? Yes. Do you? No. Yes. No. And then you will have two groups of the argument. All right. Give yourselves opinions, give yourselves ideas, and then you will be explaining those opinions to the rest of the group. You will have 15 minutes to do this exercise, okay?
Yeah.
Find resources in the internet, divide the group, and then you will give in the final results of your debate to the rest of the group.
It's gonna be like very offended, like they not accept that you cannot do like abortions. But like in 2022, 23 now, like everyone like thinking about that, because if you pregnant and without like you are not ready,
Guys,
so
give me
you
one
cannot.
second. Sorry to interrupt. So your topic is abortion, isn't it? Abortion. All right, because the other groups, they already choose the other topic. So you need to discuss abortion. You need to find someone that disagrees with what you're saying. Or it could be half-half, but try to find, the first thing that you need to do, guys, is who is pro-life, who is pro-choice. All right? That's it. That's it. I know it's difficult, guys, but this is the class of today. All right? So who is pro-life, who is pro-choice, that's it. And then you will have two sides of the argument. So start with that. Before you start talking, before you start giving your arguments, you need to have a position. Remember that we talk about not being neutrals. So choose today. Are you pro-life? Are you pro-choice? And that's it. And then you start debating with your group. You have 15 minutes. At the end of those 15 minutes, you will be explaining the results of your debate to the rest of the class.
Santi, how much time will this activity take? For
15 minutes.
Like the whole activity, and then sharing with the group and all of that.
Let's see how you guys go, but I was thinking about 15 minutes for you guys to do the internal exercise and about 10 minutes for us to do the finalization of it with everybody else.
And then we have to do like something else in the class, like
No,
the
this-
observations and.
No, that is for the next class, because this is a 2 weeks class. So this class, the first
Good.
one,
Oh, good.
only lecture.
Because I have to go on 12.
No worries. Next class, we do all the observations, okay?
Okay.
But don't forget what you
Thank
need to do. You need to select who is pro-life, who is pro-choice, and then you do even if it's just one person that is pro-life, or even if it is just one person that is pro-choice, doesn't matter. But that will be facilitating the debate.
I understand the situation.
Sorry,
I
guys,
got
what
the
topic
and
are you
okay.
discussing?
Santi,
Equality.
do the Samuel and me are be in the same room? Samuel and me? Samuel is here.
Who?
Samuel.
Doesn't matter. We have two groups already. One group is talking about abortion. The other group is talking about death penalty. You guys will be talking about equality. All right?
Yeah.
All right. I want you guys to understand something. There is a concept that is called equality of opportunities. All right? And there is another concept that is called equality of outcomes. I don't know if you have heard about this, but this should be like the structure of your debate. All right? What is the difference between equality of opportunities? What is the difference in terms of equality of outcomes? All right? And then you need to divide the group in two parts. You need to think who believes in equality of opportunities, who believes in equality of outcomes. You got it?
What would be an example of the equality of outcomes?
Oh, all right. I want you to do the research, but I'm going to explain it briefly to you because I don't want to influence your debate. All right. So equality of outcomes there is a football match, there is a football tournament, and at the end of the tournament, all the kids will receive a medal.
Mhm.
That is equality of outcomes, because the result, the outcome is the same for everyone. Equality of outcomes. Everyone will have access in that particular city. Everybody will have access to a new house. Everyone. Equality of outcomes. Equality of outcomes. Everyone, regardless if it's a woman or a man, will be able to participate in the swimming competition. That is equality of outcomes. You understand what I mean? The result is the same for everyone. Another example of equality of outcomes. Anyone, regardless of age, could drink alcohol. Anyone, regardless of age, can have a relationship, a sentimental equality of outcomes. You don't discriminate at all. Equality of opportunities is you provide an environment for everyone to have access to the same opportunities. For example, the same educational opportunities. For example, the same market opportunities and access to work. So everyone can apply for that job. Everyone can apply for that job. That is equality of opportunities. You provide a matrix, a baseline for everyone to have the same chances to participate in any social activity. Equality of outcomes is, regardless of the opportunities, regardless of any other factor, everyone will have the same result, which is what is basically promoted by people that support socialism and at ultimate level communism. All right? But that's why I don't want to interfere more a lot with this. But
Yeah.
the debate should be who in this group believes in equality of opportunities, because that is one school of thought, equality of opportunities for everyone. Who in this group believes in equality of outcomes? The perfect example of equality of outcomes is what I told you about the kids participating in the soccer tournament, football, and everyone receiving a golden medal, which is what is happening normally nowadays. You know, with a lot of schools, you know, they say everybody is a winner. Everybody should receive a medal. Whereas the old perspective or the traditional perspective was like, no, we will give, or we will be giving 3 medals. Gold to the best of the best, silver to the number 2, and bronze to the number 3. All right?
Santi, we were talking about something similar because I told them like a story about that I was a volleyball player and I was playing volleyball with a transgender. So we were like focused in the conversation between equality and inclusion. And we were just discussing that idea before. I don't know if that works with the
100%. 100%. So the transgender person was transgending from men to women?
Yeah. We were all women and we were playing together with her and she was a guy. So
all right. So let's change this. Let's change the sport. Let's think about boxing. Okay? I know it's extreme. I know it's extreme. But let's think about boxing. What do you think, or what do you guys think about a boxing tournament in which you will have a female competition and a transgender person that is transgending from men to women able to participate in that boxing tournament? Do you think that is okay? Do you think that is fair? Do you think that that is inclusion? Do you think that that is what we should do with all other sports? Or do you think that we should be very conscious about, all right, this sport is for females, people that were born female, this is for male, since a lot of these athletes, sport people were preparing themselves for 10, 15 years to be able to participate in such a competition. So touch the extremes, because I know the volleyball is something personal to you, and I don't want to make the argument personal though. So just try to explore this. There is a huge difference between equality of opportunities and equality of outcomes. Equality of opportunities, everyone can participate in volleyball tournaments, but the volleyball tournaments will be divided depending on the age, category, gender, so on, so on, so on. That is equality of opportunities. Equality of outcomes is no way. Doesn't matter if you are a man, doesn't matter if you are a woman, doesn't matter if you are transgender, doesn't matter if you are a kid, doesn't matter if you are a teenager, you have all the right to participate in this sport. You know, that debate will clarify a lot of the doubts that you guys may have and the rest of the group may have. So try to explore that debate from that perspective, equality and inclusion.
The evolution of this of the guns with the artificial intelligence and all these things, they are creating a really, really amazing new guns. But of course, now everyone is too much crazy, so I don't think so. We are going to use in a good way. Maybe we are going to disappear soon. So,
what topic are you talking about? Artificial intelligence and the use of guns?
Guns.
The guns, but
Good.
Like
Good. I need you guys to divide the group first. Who in this room is pro guns? Like people wearing guns? You know, like there are some in Australia you cannot wear guns, but there are some countries where some states in some countries where you can wear and carry guns if you want to. So who is for people having the right to own and carry guns? Who is totally against that perspective? That's the first thing that you need to define. And then you will have two subgroups within your group. So let me help you with that. It's Ayana, pro or against people carrying guns?
I think I have not a clear decisions, but if it's just for debate,
yeah,
I will be. Oh, oh, I think I will be pro.
Good. Edgar.
Against.
Natalia.
Can be in the middle.
No, we cannot. Remember that was what we discussed this morning. We cannot be neutrals. We cannot be neutrals. In this particular class, we cannot be in the middle. You have the right to have and carry guns, or you don't have the right to own and carry guns. Which one is your perspective?
Agree.
Agree with what? You should carry guns.
Carry guns.
Beautiful. Valentina.
Against Santi.
Okay, so you need to prepare an argument for that, all right? And you need to present that argument to the rest of the group. Sorry, to your group, not to the rest of the group. Sarunlak.
Yes.
Pro or against?
Just we have some problem with.
Okay, I don't know. I will skip it. Alice, Deborah, you guys are present in this group or not?
Yes.
Can you please turn your camera on, Alice?
My camera has a problem, Santi. I don't know what's happening.
That's okay. So you pro, no worries. That's all right. You are pro.
I'm against. I'm against.
All right, guys. So that's what you need to do now that you have a general opinion of how is the group divided. Please start debating. Offer arguments. At the end of the 10 minutes that we have left, you will have a very clear idea of how to present your results to the rest of the group. Hello, guys. We are doing a group activity. You need to tell me you are in the class or not.
Yes, teacher, but sorry, I had a bad connection today. For the reason I connect and disconnect sometimes. I was
Okay.
in the group, but I lost the meet.
No worries. Let me just move you to one of the groups.
Thank you, teacher.
So Kunjapun, you will be assigned to the group number.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Lorena to the group. So join the groups, please. Sebastian, you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. You were with which group?
We were talking about death penalty.
Okay. Join the group, please.
We already finished debating.
All right. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. So 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more for us to conclude the class. So the first topic, death penalty. Who was in that group?
Me.
Me, Camila.
All right. Who can tell us what was the result of your debate?
It was kind of, it was hard because like I think, yeah, because like everyone, or like the majority of the speakers were agreeing with the fact that the guy should leave no matter what he does. As in, like, it's a like it's almost like torturing the guy to leave knowing that he did something like that. But because I think it in a way like that too, it was hard for me to be the person that was like disagreeing with everyone else, because like they had good points, like I'm not gonna lie. They had really good points. But yeah,
but you believe that in some context death penalty should be executed?
My personal opinion, no, I don't like. The eye for an eye type of situation thing, I feel like it's wrong, because just because that guy did something wrong, I don't think you should do it too. He should, like, as Isabella was saying before, Isabel, like she said, you should let the guy leave knowing that he did something like that for the rest of his life, or at least like torture him a bit, like somebody else said, just to like torture him and die at the end. We had some scenario happening. It was it got interesting.
It is extremely difficult topic, but the reason I expose you guys to this topic, first of all, because you are all adults, and secondly, because if you can manage this debate, any other debate will be much more easier for you to manage. All right, so good exercise. Anyone I don't want to explore this any longer. Let's move to the next one, but thank you, Camila. Equality of outcomes and inclusion. What was the result of your debate, guys?
She knows who is gonna give that conclusions.
Yeah. Alisa needs to give the conclusion.
Okay, I try. Like I used to training as nation team actress, and then I have to train a lot, more than men, and I around one day I train around almost all day, like 20 hours, something like that, and then I have to fight with men.
Okay.
Because like the competition is no center. Boy and girl or woman and man can fight together.
And what do you think? Do you think it's okay?
I won. Yeah.
You
and
won?
I won.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anyone has the opinion that, for example, in sports, there should be a division in terms of gender? Anyone?
Yeah, I
think
think so.
They don't want to talk.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Can you explain why?
For example, in lifting weights.
Yes.
So, for example, the average of guys is like lifting, I don't know, 280 kilos. But the average of women is like 190. So I think like because of the metabolism of the body or the kind of body of the woman, it make a few differences in this topic, in, for example, in the lifting of weights. So like, because of the average, it's too hard that a woman can reach the average of a man. So I think there is a little bit of disadvantage. So
What
that's my
about
point of
what about swimming?
well, we might check the average again and see if the difference is too much or no, but depends of the average of the previous years.
Okay, good point.
Yeah, can I
I
just say
think
something?
Please go ahead.
Or okay, is that like for as much as I like hate to admit it, like we're physically built different. They're like you guys are always gonna be like men's are always gonna physically be stronger. Like I used to compete in swimming when I was younger, and like it doesn't matter how many hours I was there training, like a guy has generally more strength. I had the technique, but it was like not that easy for me to win against a guy. That could be like for height, it could be just from like muscle, but it's just like you guys are built to be stronger. There's
Different.
nothing to
In
do.
that
Yeah.
sense. Good
Yeah.
point. Thank you so much for giving us your opinion. All right, beautiful. Another topic was euthanasia, was it? What is the conclusion of that debate, please? Was not that a topic? No. All right. So what we selected? We selected
An abortion.
an abortion. Yeah, correct. Mariana, what was the outcome of the debate?
So I have to go ahead and say, well, I think that most of us, we were pro-abortion, like pro-choice.
Yep.
But I took as well like this different point of view, like to create a discuss. So I had to I said like my point of view, why I think that maybe we should be conscious and well, it's our body. We should decide in our body, right?
Yep.
But I also talk about like I try to be neutral as well, but it's impossible to be like neutral in this type of terms. It's not possible. It's not possible.
Yep.
So I just said like as well that well, we do have a lot of factors, religion, the type of government that every country has, and here we have multicultural people like from all around the world. So of course we were discussing, and we were from South America, Italy, people from Indonesia, like a lot of Asian people. So, well, some of them said like, hey, it's difficult because we don't have these legislations in our country. So we don't have like the right to choose what we should do with our body.
Good point. Good point.
Right? Some of us do have some legislations that can help us like to decide in our bodies, but we do discuss as well these terms that we have like to, of course, do abortion, rapes, physical violation between like wife and husband, you know, like there's a lot of things that shouldn't be accepted.
There was any discussion in terms of what should be the maximum month for abortions to be legal?
Not at all.
Anyone has an opinion on that? It is okay to abort, for example, month 8?
No,
I
don't think so.
That's too late.
Yes.
I don't think
so
so.
late.
Month 6?
Yeah, it's
I
too
think
late. Too late.
in the first month.
Because this time is about the biological time when you have, because the medicine talk about this, about them the time. If I don't know, maybe 3 months. 3 months is the maximum for you abortion. And yeah, I don't agree about this, but in the medicine is maybe 3 months for you declined your pregnancy. You know, in Brazil, in my country, the rule is about 3 months. The 3 months the in Brazil not full legalized, but in the specific case you can you can make your abort, you know.
Okay. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. Some countries, and you guys name it. You know, some countries have different legislation in this. You know, like for example, in Italy, it's 12 weeks, 3 months. You know, but in the Netherlands, it's 6 months. You know, so it's a totally different perspective about this. In Sweden, for example, it's 5 months. So, but in Portugal is 10 weeks. So you guys nail it. It depends on the legislation, and the legislation definitely plays an important role in this particular aspect. Thank you for debate these very difficult topics. This is just a preparation for you to understand that if you were able to manage this topic, if you were able to discuss your perspectives, to give your position, it's not easy to give a position in terms of these topics. Next time that you need to debate about the use of social media, next time that you need to debate in terms of the use of artificial intelligence, the use of tools like ChatGPT or not, you will be prepared for that sort of debates because you have done the very extreme of this area, which is the topics that we just touched. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to this class. Just before we finish, I need to call the attendance. If you need to leave now, because I understand that some of you need to leave now, please just write your name in the chat. Valeria, I will check.
All right, my name, okay? Thank you, Santi.
Boris, Mary, and I will see you next week, okay?
Yeah, sure, thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you for participating. All right, so let's do just the attendance quickly, guys, and then we can finalize with the class.
Santi, can I ask you something after class?
Of course, go ahead.
Oh, so I was doing something with a couple of friends, and we've decided to teach students how to dance salsa. He gave us, well, the other teacher that I was teaching with gave us his opinion based on what we delivered to the students. And I had obviously a very different opinion from what he was thinking. He said that the way we thought was good enough because it was like the first lesson, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I cannot disagree with the fact that it was our like first lesson, but I wasn't happy with the way we delivered the lesson overall. Like it wasn't up to my standards. And it might be because I've been like running my own company since I was 16. Like it could be basically just that. But I wasn't happy with this. So I just told them, okay, I'm not sure how much I agree with this because I think that to my standards, I'm not happy with what we delivered.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, that just came across so like offensive, so aggressive. Feels like you're cutting me off, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, so what do you want to do? Run another lesson. Okay, we signed up for a 10-week course to teach bachata and salsa. So we're there. We teach the second lesson, and the thing does not change at all. Like his standards are like so much lower than mine. They do not meet mine whatsoever. So I just tell him, look, I think we might have a problem because your standards are different from mine. And I find myself teaching also like because I'm supposed to like take care of the girls and he's supposed to take care of the guys, but his job is not good enough because I find myself like teaching the boys as well, like doing basically both parts.
But what is the reason there is a discrepancy in terms of quality? Is because the other guy doesn't have the talent that you have, or because the other guy just doesn't want to go the extra mile and to provide the quality that is required? So it is a technical issue, or it is a talent issue?
I think it's a talent issue because I've talked to him about it and I've told them, how can we fix this? So we sit down for like an hour and we run our third lesson. We're almost done because like there's 2 more lessons after that, and then we were supposed to have a dance party for the students. And then the thing wasn't changing at all. So I'm like, okay, I think you might have to find someone else because I wasn't happy at all with what we were delivering. Like the guys, I saw my colleague teach and the way he was doing it, and the guy's not understanding anything, then I would ask for feedback, obviously, because I need to figure out if what we're doing is correct. And he wasn't doing that. So I'm like, I think, like, I pulled myself out of it. I told him, look, we have different standards, we have different ideas and way of teaching. I'll help you. I'll be there until you find another teacher. But like, what would have you done in that case?
I will
if
do
the
exactly as you did. Exactly. You know, I believe that we have to be professionals. I believe that if we charge people for our services, we need to give the very best of ourselves in terms of our capability and our capacity as well. And if we are not up to the challenge, we need to upskill ourselves so fast that we can fix that situation the next session. And if we cannot do that, we need to resign. And if the other person is affecting the reputation that you have as a professional, as a dancer, you did the right choice and leaving that partnership. There will be plenty of opportunities for you. And that is one of the most difficult decisions in life and in the workplace. Should I stick with a group of people that do not want to give what I give, or should I leave and find what should be my tribe? I will leave. I will leave. I will do exactly as you did. And it's not easy to do that, but
no, it costed me so much.
Of course, but I want to say, you know, congratulations, because that is telling heaps, tons about what you are as a person and as a professional. You will not regret your decision. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay, guys, for those of you staying here, thank you so much for coming to the class. I will you just give me your name. I'm going to share my screen for you guys to give me your name so we can do the attendance quickly. So Pedro is here. I can see Pedro there. So this is your name, Pedro. All right, beautiful. You've been marked. Valeria was here before I forget about her. Valeria is here. Mariana.
Santi, I just want to ask if we are not doing the observation part in this class.
Next class, the same topic. Remember that from now on, guys, 2 weeks. So today is just the lesson, the theory. Next class, we do the assessments, the observation and the online quiz. Okay?
Thank you.
So you don't need to do anything until next class. Don't do any assessments, please. All right?
Okay.
Unless you guys are behind. All right?
Teacher, one quick,
Sure.
sorry. Where can I find the videos of the previous classes, like the 1 and 2?
You have not received them?
No, haven't.
All right. You know what you need to do, my friend?
I can pass to him. Santi?
Please do. And from
I will pass because I just do in the group in the WhatsApp, so I will just send you the links to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you.
And or you can add Edgar as well to the WhatsApp group. That would be appreciated.
Yeah.
Do you have one WhatsApp group? Because I don't know about this.
Yeah, I just posted in the chat. So just send me your phone number. Now we all there.
Yeah, the chat group. I am not in the chat group. It is just for you guys, but it's a really good resource.
I will send my number again.
Okay.
Or you produce me in the WhatsApp.
Right, Camilla, you have been marked.
Me, Santi, Valentina.
Check.
Something also I am not sure if the last class you have marked me, but I was in the class.
I think that I have the same situation, Santi. Could you
Right.
check it?
Vale, I will. If you give me 1 second, I will move to the previous session and I will mark it.
Thank you.
Because likely I mark you, but I will check. I will double check that. All right. Who else is here, please?
Natalia.
Alisa.
Beautiful.
Sutisha.
Sutira, you here?
Sutisha.
Yes, Sutida, I'm here. Thank you.
Okay.
That's one. Thank you.
Ampini.
Thank you so much, guys.
Please.
I'm Alisa.
Isabel. Isabel, you market.
Thank you. Sipimon, please.
Yep. You market Asipimon, all good.
Thank you so much.
Natalia.
Rasha, Natalia. Market, thank you for coming.
Pontimon, please.
Pofimon, Market, thank you. Alisa. Market, thank you very much, Alisa, for having provided your experience.
Thank you, teacher.
All right, Ampini. Market.
Thank you.
Kunjapum. Market. Kunjapum, you have been market. All right, guys, thank you. Yep, all good. That's what with Ampini. Sutida.
Santi, I already sent the email to you because I have some problem with my answer. Can you check for me?
I checked your email, but did you try? Did you try with the assessment? Did you submit the questions and it didn't work?
I tried to arrange the priority, but I'm wrong. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I have received that email, Kunjapun, and I will reply it. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Santi. Bye bye.
With instructions and guidelines for you to answer. No worries. I will reply that.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. Anyone else that I need to mark? Okay. Valentina. Valentina, you mark it. Pedro, you mark it too. All right.
Yeah. I have just one question for you, Santi, because where I look for your website, because sometimes you share with us, but I would like look for your website for your videos. Yes, it's very interesting.
Thank you,
because I make videos for I make videos for internet, for YouTube. I have one YouTube channel, and I am an actor and a director in Brazil. I work with this, and now I come here because I'd like to learn more things about the market and how I can hide in my channel and my. Yeah, I met Gary V like 4 years ago, and it's so interesting because yeah. Because have one Brazilian guy, the name is Rafael. Rafael is your biggest reference is the Gary V, and I met Rafael 4 years ago, and I met because I met Gary V. And I look your photo together him, and yeah, very interesting. I will look for your YouTube channel.
I send the YouTube channel and my website. I have 2 websites, but this is my personal one. Okay. Get in contact with me. Get in contact with me. Let me know what you're doing with that guitar and with your videos, and we can talk about potential collaboration. I would love to.
Yeah, because in my videos I speak Portuguese, and I don't know if you will understand it, but you can. It's a little similar to Spanish. Sometimes you can understand the little words, but I will share with you.
Please do, please do. You have my email as well. So you need to write to me, please do. Right, I gave you my contacts there.
Oh, perfect. I will share. I will share with you my website too, because you can look my
Thank you, sir.
jobs.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do that.
Yeah, because I believe in this new communication with the Gary Vee introduced with us, and is very interesting because I worked for one company in Brazil. The name is Light Farm. The Light Farm born in the New Zealand. The two Brazilian guys coming to New Zealand in like 10 years ago, I don't know, and back to Brazil, but just working with the animation and 3D other stuff. But now, and maybe I will come back to Brazil next year for working with the marketing, when the content and the product content, do you know, like the branded content, and yeah, about this. And I am very curious to learn more things about the marketing, about the Gary Vee content. You like this is very interesting.
Yes, man. Well, my pleasure. I am just looking at your website, and it's truly amazing, my friend.
Awesome.
Congratulations. I love it.
Congratulations. It is so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. I really like it. And we will have a class about website development. It's our last class of the program, by the way. But I can tell you, man, you have something of very high quality here in terms of branding, in terms of content, in terms of impact, in terms of simplicity. Is very stylish as well. So, wow, my friend. And I know you have been participating in the classes. You have been coming to. This is the sort of people that I want. I am very happy to interact more with you today and with Camille as well. All right, because that's what I want. I want a group of people that is very strong, and that's what I have been finding with Isabel, with Valeria, with Mariana, with Mauricio Rivero, which is a fantastic guy. Guys, get close to Mauricio. He doesn't talk much in the classes, but he's a powerhouse. This guy is fantastic. And I need to. I told you you need to know me, but I need to know you as well for us to. We just starting this program.
One question: this class will be just online, or when other moment will be face to face, or
with me?
Or just online.
It's only online, but you have a session that you can attend. You have 2 sessions that you can attend directly to the school. I sent that information to you guys last week, I believe. If someone have it in the chat, please send it to Pedro. But yes, you can attend a live session with a teacher. It's not myself, but it's a different teacher at the Institute. But you need to send the email and you need to organize that because it is different to what I do here. This is the class itself, which is online, but you also can have access to the face-to-face classes in Lonsdale if you want to.
Oh, good. No, because just I like online, but I prefer face to face because it's more, I don't know, more interactive, and yeah, we can enjoy. It's different, but here I enjoy, but it's different when have a face to face.
Totally different experience. I know that. Take advantage of that face-to-face class. Like you have access to that face-to-face class once a week. And there is another support class as well. So there are like 3 interactions with me online on Fridays. You have a face-to-face class that you can attend at Lonsdale, and you also have a support class that you can organize with Lonsdale. But I reckon that support class is online too. And also you can have the one-to-one collaborations meetings with me as well as you require. But anyone here has the information for Pedro that can send to Pedro about the face-to-face classes that I shared with you guys like a week or 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
Pedro, you are in the WhatsApp group?
No. I sent my
Yeah,
number
but I'm
here,
trying
but-
to add him, and it doesn't appear that you have WhatsApp.
Oh.
Maybe I will send you my number and just text me.
Can you do that, Pedro?
Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah, there's some
You
issues with
you need my sorry, I not understand. You need my number again?
No, you understand better Spanish or English?
You just text Isabel. She will.
Just text me. I send you my number, so text me because I
okay,
can
perfect.
add you.
I will send one message. Okay, perfect.
I mean, I guess eventually we could like
I
meet up
speak-
as well.
I speak
Like outside
Isabel,
of
I
class.
speak Portuguese, but I understand the Spanish a little bit.
That's why I ask you, because I have a lot of Brazilian friends. They understand English, Spanish better than English.
Do you speak any Portuguese, Isabel?
No, I speak a little bit Korean.
What?
Korean? You don't speak Portuguese, is near to the Spanish, but you speak Korean. Is a little
Because I lived 1 year there, so yeah, I was exchange student.
Wow. South Korea, of course, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. South Korea is fantastic. That's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, Vale, I have marked your attendance for last class as well.
Thank you, Santi.
Just done. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for coming. Don't do assessments unless you are behind your assessments. And Pedro, please do a one-to-one meeting with me. I would like to talk to you about what you're doing. All right, so send me a one-to-one.
Okay.
Camila, as well, for you, if you can do a one-to-one with me, that would be appreciated. Isabel, we also need to catch up just to see how you're going in everything, and that would be appreciated if you organize a one-to-one meeting with me in this community.
Do you want me to text you an email or on LinkedIn?
On
What would
LinkedIn,
you prefer?
otherwise you can send me an email to santi@lonsdaleinstitute.edu.au or santi@vela.com or through LinkedIn. But yes, I want to see what you're doing with your business too. Isabel, all the best, and please start exploring that art. All right, you need to tap into that opportunity as soon as possible too. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. See you next week.
Thanks,
Yep.
Santi.
Bye-bye. Thank you.